Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Roundtable 2023 Qualifier Tournament. I'm sure if you were here for our last match between Mustache and Amamiya Kokoro, you know that you just watched an absolute banger of a game. And honestly, it was a crazy, crazy match. If you weren't there, you missed out. Go check the VOD or check it out on YouTube later on today. Strongly recommend it. Brilliant, brilliant match to watch. I'm Sad Shiva. Joining with me today is the wonderful Chili Pair. First time I get to cast with him. Hey, Chili Pair. How's it going?
Oh, good morning, Shiva. I've been looking forward to getting to another weekend of matches for quite some time now, ever since those three back-to-back tiebreakers we had last week. We're coming into another week of insane matches, obviously starting off with, like you mentioned, the Mustache Amamiya Kokoro match. We won't spoil how that one went, but you should definitely check the VOD out, like Shiba, man. But we got plenty more. No, don't spoil it.
It's been spoiled on the bracket, Chili.
We won't say it. No, we didn't say it. Close your eyes, quick.
Ladies and gentlemen, close your eyes. Just listen to our beautiful voices. Don't look at the bracket. Smile. Just know it was a great match. You should go watch it.
Everyone, stop viewing this quickly. But we're running up. Yeah, we're running up the losers bracket on your screen right now, just giving you some previews of the matches that you have a chance of seeing this weekend. Time is allowing. Of course, going through some of these here. We got Reedkatt Demonical coming up at you right now. That is going to be another fantastic match here. I think we got a lot of competitiveness in this losers bracket, given the caliber of that top 16. All players still in a bracket.
Unironically, every single player in this bracket, regardless of position, is incredibly strong in the tournament scene. Really, really worthy of their placements on the roundtable qualifiers here. But today's match, well, not today's match, this match, you've got plenty more matches later today, which I hope you stick around for, because, God, they are absolute bangers. But for now, our match at this very moment, Reedkatt and Demonical. Reedkatt, the pride of Sweden, and Demonical, the pride of Singapore. Both these players incredibly strong in their respective nations. Very, very strong tournament players altogether. Reedkatt most notably having exceptional performances last year in Circle Soccer Championships, qualifying for that, making it into a very high placement in Course Ace Open. Genuinely incredibly strong hard rock player, really, really strong on streams as well. Iconic for his fear of hidden, something that I'm sure Demonical might try to exploit. But moving on to Demonical, incredibly strong player. Really, really strong on double time, really, really strong on alt and finger control. Generally a much faster player compared to Reedkatt, but his double time, aim control, and precision as well, an underrated skill set that Demonical is very, very strong on as well. Contrary, very, very contested map that Reedkatt could definitely pick against him. Hard Rock 2 is definitely a map I'm looking forward to both of these guys playing, because they're both very, very strong on that Hard Rock 2 precision.
There really is some overlapping skill sets between the two here. You're really looking at a difference in some of that upper level consistency between the two of them here. Obviously, Demonical, known for his tournament consistency. #1 player in Singapore, is very often regarded as the best tournament player in Singapore. So there is a lot for Reedkatt to go up against here. I think it's kind of two of the best in their respective regions, and now you are sticking them in the same match, in the same pool, and seeing who comes out on top. And it really is going to be a battle of that consistency today. I think consistency in that regard of being able to put up those performances over and over and over again across this pool is going to benefit only one of these players here. You know, we saw a little bit of wavering from Reedkatt last week on his own skill sets. I think he's going to need to find a little bit more confidence across the board today. As for Demonical, I think just having a couple misaims and a couple of breaks, giving away some crucial picks there that we're going to need to see a turnaround on. And that's kind of the whole thing about this losers bracket right now. All these players are fully capable of throwing up FCs on this pool. Still, there is no loss in this lower bracket here. It really is just a matter of who is finding a good day. And between these two, we are looking for some ridiculously high scores with what they are capable of, especially on a harder map pool now.
Honestly, it is going to be so gutting to see all of these incredible players have to, leave the tournament from not making it in losers bracket. It's going to suck to see both Reedkatt or Demonical leave this tournament, because honestly, every single player deserves such high praise for even qualifying this tournament, let alone reaching further stages beyond. But we're going into the ban stages now. My thoughts on this is that Reedkatt is probably going to ban those hidden 1s or hidden 3s or 4s. Hidden 2 is necessarily a weak point for both players, so I'm going to guess that neither player is going to touch hidden 2, despite it being a pretty cool hidden map. Having to check it out, I quite like it. It's pretty cool. It's a shame that they're probably not going to see it, considering that both these players are definitely not preferring playing this map, regardless of whether you're banning or picking. Probably not going to be touched at all. Checking the bans for Demonical, what do you think about this Chili Pair? What do you think Demonical could go for here?
You know, I think normally with Reedkatt, there is this sense of I need to ban mechanics immediately. I need to go in and ban all these tapping favored or, you know, big aim maps. And I think when you have a player like Demonical, that becomes less of a necessity in these matches, especially after last week. We saw a lot of uncertainties with Reedkatt in his ability to put out the scores on the mechanics that he really usually does, and actually took a little bit more of a stance on a couple of gimmick maps against Zudinator. So you're maybe having this openness or this feeling for Demonical of being able to maneuver around the pool more openly because of that. So I am definitely thinking he might stick around the Nomod pool, and it looks like it. He's going to go for the Nomod 2 regardless. This one this week is a little bit more favored towards the stream players, obviously last week being an extremely aim-favored Nomod 2 compared to the winter map that we're getting this week. Reed is going to have his double ban now. Probably going to go for maybe something in the super fast DT pool. Demonical pretty good at that type of thing. Reedkatt not bad, but definitely maybe wants to avoid something like DT 2 or 3.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Double time is just generally a mod pool that Reedkatt wants to avoid against Demonical. Nomod 2 for Demonical, fantastic ban. Reedkatt incredibly strong on any Nomod 2 or stream map. If you've seen this guy's gameplay before, you know how strong he is on that stream-heavy tournament map sets. Hidden 1 is going to be what's banned first for Reedkatt. Obvious choice. He's going to go more for what he's uncomfortable on rather than comfortable on. Hidden 1, incredibly awkward aim. G2 our way, bang a tune, but unfortunately not going to be played today. Hard Rock 2 is what's going to be banned next for Demonical. A little bit of a surprising ban here, Chilia, considering both these players are quite strong on that precision. I guess you could say that it is very heavy precision, very low CS. CS 7.8, very small circle size. Maybe that's something that he wants to avoid.
Yeah, potentially here. I think Reedkatt rolling for the... Reedkatt didn't even really know what he wanted to ban. He's just rolling for everything here today. The Hidden 3 coming out as well. Really just looking to get rid of that Hidden pool this week at all costs. Very understandable, though. Demonical is, I think, far more apt to pick Hidden in this pool than Reedkatt is, so you might as well remove 2 potential picks here. In the DT pool, it might have been an opportunity for Reedkatt to ban out a couple of maps that Demonical is probably proficient in, for skill sets wise, but this pool is still easy enough that Reedkatt should be able to full combo, if not put up close to it, on some of these maps here. Of course, DT1 being a fairly standard, faster DT aim map. DT2, has been used in a couple of tournaments as well. Some high BPM bursts and some well-known maps in here. Of course, Sky High as well, and 89's Momentum, both used before. So these are known tournament maps here, really just looking to ban stuff that he's bad at rather than Demonical's skill set. So we're going into the first pick now. It's going to be going to Reedkatt, I believe.
Reedkatt is the first one to pick this here. And Nomod 5 is what's going to be picked first. Oi. We're already going into a pretty funky map here, Chilia.
I like it.
I agree. This is pretty cool. Doesn't approve.
Oh, no.
Oh, boy.
Keyboard spam the first map in Demonical. You poor soul.
Reedkatt is winning the mental game here already.
Apparently. Banning out Hidden 3, already getting into his head. Now for the Nomod 5 pick. going in for the gimmick. Reedkatt went into gimmick against Zudinator as well, actually, and did fairly well for himself, as pretty much as usual. I think this tends to be a lesser-known skill set of Reedkatt here. Very, very good at kind of the mechanics hard rock, but does tend to side towards some of these more awkward finger control style picks here, especially when they require a lot of aim. And, you know, if you don't Darabok with some of that kind of overlapping aim requirement, really is favored to the mechanics players who branch into gimmick.
Yeah. And this map is no different, man. A really, really crazy gimmick map. Nomod 5. Very, very weird and overlapping snap aim oriented. You're going to see a lot of reading in this, more just overlapping and trying to make sure you get the right things, hit the right order, whatnot. It gets really, really funky towards the late stages of this map, but here we go. We're already getting into this match, ladies and gentlemen. Reedkatt versus Demonical. Map number 1 being Nomod 5, picked by Reedkatt. Here we go. Egoist, lovely ice cream, Princess Sweetie, addiction difficulty, incredibly tough map, as we've already talked about before. But here we go.
Yeah, easy start to the map for some of these players here. You got a lot of these overlaps on the sliders, perfect stacks for the end and over, you know, kind of this 2B style of mapping that you really don't see too often in more modern Nomod 5 gimmick maps here. And now we're getting into the big overlap sections. Reedkatt almost actually note-locking one of the sections of overlaps there. Demonical going to find the first break, but Reedkatt holding it with the accuracy as well. It's going to be a little bit of early combo for him, but on a 4-minute pick here, there is plenty left to go. Both players looking well for themselves now until Demonical finds that misread, clearly less comfortable.
Second break from Demonical here, giving Reedkatt an exponential early lead in the first quarter of this map. First KI coming through pretty simple. Reedkatt drops just at the ending of this KI. Unfortunate miss there, but regardless, the advantage in score-wise and in accuracy is widely in his favor. Basically 2.5% accuracy lead. But that combo only being about 70 advantage here for Demonical, it's not going to exponentially close the score gap. We're about 50k in favor of Reedkatt here, coming in close to the halfway point of this map. But as the longer Demonical holds, the bigger the advantage is going to be, but it's not going to be too exponential. That combo is, again, not too crazy, but you can see the score gap slowly edging towards, slowly closing in. But that big read section there, no players break.
They're both confident right now. It really is just the difference of the accuracy for Demonical that's going to hold him back right now. That 97% to 98% matters, but Reedkatt's going to find a break alongside Demonical. That's going to favor Reedkatt. He is finding more misses, but as long as these two players remain relatively close in combo, this is Reedkatt's map to lose right now. Demonical needs a score lead in order to feel secure in these breaks right now, and both of them continue to trade, and it's a 2% accuracy lead for Reedkatt. Even with the misses, you have this really difficult overlapping section here where you actually have double and triple stacks in between these alternating patterns here. And Demonical is going to find another miss after that more difficult section there. Reedkatt's going to come out on top with the combo. Quarter of the way left to go in the map. It's a 3% ac lead for Reedkatt. Now Demonical is not having a good time here, and Reedkatt missing that entire stack as well, but it doesn't matter.
God.
It's 100,000 score into the last quarter.
We're getting very late stages of this map here. We saw multiple trade breaks from both players earlier on as that KI, but later on, Demonical breaking more often than not. Reedkatt may be trading a few breaks as well, but the advantage is still in his favor. That accuracy, massive. Almost 6% in Reedkatt's favor. That score is going to really, really help as well. We're going to the very late stage of the map. Reedkatt should most likely be taking this map for sure. But I see more breaks from Demonical, multiple breaks here. He's definitely not holding on. He's trying so hard to get that combo, but he's not getting it. But regardless, Reedkatt most certainly now will take that Nomod 5, which looked decently close to the start, Chiliapair. We saw multiple trade breaks just like this one here on the really, really tough parts. But in terms of the consistency, in terms of continuously holding on to these kinds of patterns, Reedkatt takes the edge and thus will take map number 1, giving us a 1-0 lead on Nomod 5.
A fairly evident start to this map. You know, this being Reedkatt's pick, we expect a little bit higher level of confidence, and of course he does close the pick out at the end, but you saw that very early break from Demonical that came out there, and the big difference between the first traded break and the first one from Demonical was that it was a misread. It wasn't a misaim, it wasn't a slider break, it wasn't, you know, some of the usual content we see. So on a map like this, when your first slip up is a misread and you're on the easy section of the map where it's basically still alternating, just overlapping sliders, you're really not getting into any of the memorization sections of that map. There is a lot to be worried about on a pick like that, especially being a Deramok map. So, Reedkatt, I think, had that in the bag right from the start. It was fairly evident. We're going to go into Hidden 4 now. It's going to be Red Alice is Dead or Die. Not by Caravan, sure. This is definitely the most mechanically favored hidden pick left in the pool, obviously being with that Hidden 2 the only other one left in here. We, have seen a lot of what Demonical and Reedkatt can put up on hidden picks in previous tournaments, and when you look at Reedkatt, you generally think of uncertainty or little misses here and there, but his preferences definitely tend to lean against it. But Demonical here is not always kind of like first choice hidden, so we're really looking for an interesting outcome here.
Yeah, for sure. Dead or Die, solid pick for Demonical. Mechanics, speed check. Definitely something that's more in his favor, especially knowing that Reedkatt is so incredibly uncomfortable on that hidden. But we have missed a little bit of the gameplay, unfortunately. But looking at this so far, looking at that first break, Demonical has a small lead, most notably in the accuracy, but he does break. These guys both have incredibly low combos earlier on here, but we're seeing multiple trade breaks here. Reedkatt breaks once again. Combo advantage still in favor of Demonical. Accuracy to boot. We're still very early stages of the map, but the map is very short, as you can see. 2 minutes long, just barely. Reedkatt breaks once again. We're seeing constant breaks from Reedkatt. No continuous, sustainable combo. Contrast to Demonical managing to hold on after that break at the early start. 300 combo. Both players trade the breaks, but it doesn't matter. Demonical has a 60k lead.
Yeah, that big linear stream section right there with the sliders as well, really getting to both of those players. They're Demonical just a little bit more comfortable on these high BPM bursts here. 240 BPM with this hidden, really giving Reedkatt a lot of trouble. Not only is he not a player that tends to kind of stick away from these super fast maps here, but sticking away from the hidden as well. Having that reading difference between being able to see the approach circles and not. And here we have a little bit of a speeds up section here. Both of these players on the stream. And Reedkatt's slider breaks the end of it.
Reedkatt, he hits that entire finger control intensive BPM accelerating section. Arguably the hardest part of the map. But unfortunately, breaks just at the very end. Unfortunately, thankfully for Demonical, he doesn't hold for long after that. So Demonical, despite breaking just now, has a massive score lead and the accuracy as well. Quite literally, 11% accuracy for Demonical. Massive advantage. And we're already in the end stages of this map. It's 100% certain now. Demonical takes this map and evens it out 1-1.
Short map, 2 minutes and 15 seconds, but these 240 BPM bursts doing their damage for Reedkatt here, man. He is just over-aiming and under-aiming everything. And a 244,000 score lead for Demonical. A rank to C rank. And that is certainly the first pick that you want to see out of Demonical there. I don't think Reedkatt's going to be too disappointed about that one. We're going to go into his next pick coming up right after now, see if he can keep this match going back and forth 1-1 here. Only one Hard Rock pick banned out, and it's the Hard Rock 2. You got the entire pool left in there, as well as plenty of the mechanics maps if Reedkatt wants to start falling back on that now that the gimmick is starting to waver. He may decide to go for the Nomod 4 at some point in this match as well, being a fairly well-off tech player.
Yeah, Reedkatt's tech skill is definitely a little bit underrated, generally. He's very strong on that tech. Nomod 4, solid option for him. Hard Rock 4 as well. Mixing up two of those strong skill sets of his. Strong on Hard Rock and strong on tech. Nomod 4 and Hard Rock 4, solid options for Reedkatt. Obviously, you've got Hard Rock 1 and Hard Rock 3. All of these maps are solid, but he's going to go for that Nomod 4 Chilia, as you mentioned before. Kuro Fallout. Teacher's Reincarnations remix, solid Nomod 4. Really good song, might I add. You are going to be jamming to this match.
This is one to look out for here. Of course, Citrus being a fantastic artist to remix a song like this here really falls under kind of this like more low-key style of tech that you don't see too often now. This kind of grungy, like hard bass style, tech versus the super fast, pumpy electronic music that you get in a lot of cases. And Reedkatt going for this, not too surprising. Really looked pretty good on that Nomod 5. Obviously, a completely different pick in here, but Demonical finding a couple of his misses on that hidden pick on the aim sections there. Really, those wide angles or some of those sliders actually catching him off guard rather than the burst, which tend to be the difficult part of that map here. So Reedkatt maybe looking for some avenues into this from maybe being down a little bit on that hidden here. Being able to follow those sliders is going to be a big part of this, given the accuracy mechanics of sliders on 4v2.
Yeah, getting into the nitty-gritty of this Nomod 4, as I mentioned before, is a pretty strong tech mech. Very, very slider intensive. Quite a lot of short, high-velocity sliders with a little bit of ult kind of peppered in between. This has, an iconically, a very, very strange BPM of 177.93 BPM. Yes, we are going into decimal detail here for the BPM, but we are going into this map already. Absolute banger song, absolute banger pick for Reedkatt here. You can already see a little bit of that snap ult in between the sliders. Here we go. We're going into this Nomod 4. Looking at the start so far, only a mere accuracy advantage is keeping the score in favor of Demonical so far.
You've really got to watch out for these faster sliders. A lot of the difficulty in this map is perceived as those overlaps, but it's going to be the quick snaps to the sliders that catch Reedkatt off guard. Demonical looking so comfortable on this right now. 99.69% accuracy. Really ready for this Nomod 4 pick, very much more so than that Nomod 5. Not dropping any hundreds on these faster slider velocities here. Gonna go back into another bit of these overlaps here. You've got to maintain that aim control here. Any miss aim is a slider break with these quick snaps to the streams. And wow, Demonical is just consuming this map.
Wow, this is definitely a trap card from Demonical here. Look at this incredible display of comfort here. In fairness, this map does have some pretty insane mechanics. This is quite a dense map here. Circles constantly coming at you with insane sliders and quite relatively snappy aim and finger control. But Demonical, wow, getting two-thirds of the way through this map with 99.7 accuracy. That is a really, really good position for Demonical. Reedkatt, despite that early break, does continue to hold into the combo, but we're going to the very late stages of the map. 200,000 score in favor of Demonical. That accuracy and this full combo is really displaying how incredibly comfortable he is. Yes, we did say that Reedkatt has a strength in this tech, but clearly Demonical has a big edge. He may lose that full combo.
He might lose the map on the... Oh, no, Reed misses!
No. You almost called it, Trillia, but unfortunately that's not going to happen. Reedkatt breaks, traded with Demonical, and that is definitely sealing it now. Look at that score difference and that accuracy as well. Wow. If this was an FC, I would definitely call this one of the best scores we've seen this weekend. Demonical takes Nomod 4, the first breakpoint of this match, giving himself a 2-1 lead.
That was going to be close after that slider break at the ending. There was a little bit of note density there, and Reedkatt had that last 300 combo in him. So we're looking for a closer pick than, maybe what we were seeing at the beginning there. Of course, Demonical being at 99.7% accuracy, barely drops below 99 at the ending there. The accuracy makes some difference, but with that act drop, it might have mattered. Reedkatt finding a bunch of under aims at the ending, really just locking up a little bit. Demonical's going to go in for the hidden 2 now. A skill set that is not necessarily something you see out of Demonical. Demonical is not the type of player to normally pick hidden in tournament matches. You don't see Demonical willingly going for hidden in a lot of cases. So it really does speak to how confident he is against Reedkatt on this type of skill set here. I have yet to see Reedkatt win a hidden 2 against a player of similar caliber. So best of luck here. Demonical's pick, obviously going his way the first time around, has the breakpoint and looking for the consolidation of that here. Reedkatt has to get his reading skin back.
Bless his heart, man. Reedkatt needs a little extra help in the hidden department. Trying to get that little extra gamma skin to help him out in the hidden 2 a little bit. Demonical definitely picking this hidden 2 as a sign to attack Reedkatt's weaknesses rather than benefit from his major strengths. Both these players are not really notorious for being strong on that AR8 reading. This is also CS5. TS5, AR8 hidden, not a very comfortable map. However, regardless, Demonical is definitely smart to go for this pick. Reedkatt notoriously struggles on this hidden, especially in reading. But yeah, solid pick for Demonical, I think, especially after taking that break point. Maybe a little bit of a hit on the confidence there. Reedkatt is in a pretty tough situation if Demonical takes this map and gets a 3-1 lead.
Well, there is always that uncertainty of how it's going to go on the reading pick here. Any little misaim on some of these can make quite a large difference. Being only 2 minutes long, this pick, any singular miss is going to make all the difference in the world here. Demonical looked a lot worse on the Nomod 5 than Reedkatt did, but this is a lower BPM map. This is a little bit more grid map, so you're looking for something with less overlaps, more just being able to read through this AR8 aim, which is a completely different skill set, and Demonical clearly more comfortable at the beginning here. You do have a 10% accuracy lead, but that is quite literally the difference of 3 or 4 misses here, as you see Demonical finding a ton of misses, now evening the act out. You see how fast that accuracy comes back on these maps here, but it will be traded by both players. It's about an 8,000 score difference right now.
This is surprisingly close, actually. We're seeing multiple breaks here. Demonical may have had that early combo advantage, but that chain miss really hit him in the score department. Slowly making it closer. Only about 10,000 score difference here. Doable. But Reedkatt and Demonical are so even in the combo department right now. As you mentioned before, Chilia, this map is really short. We see both players break, but that is very slightly in favor of Demonical. Again, score v2 seriously benefits your accuracy here, and that small little boost is keeping Demonical in the lead by about 20k. If we see another break from Demonical and Reedkatt holds, we could see a flip from Reedkatt, but we're already getting to late stages of the map. It's very close, Chilia. This is getting about into the last quarter, and neither player
would be the close pick. Oh gosh!
They hit the heart. They hit a pretty tough section just there on the big stream.
What are we see here? The doubles.
The double collision. Demonical breaks. There's no way. Reedkatt. He's got the advantage now.
He has to hold.
He's got to hold for the score to flip. It's still going. Reedkatt breaks. That's it. Oh my goodness.
It's still doable if Demonical finds another break. Oh, it's going to be so close into the ending. The accuracy is doing the difference. The accuracy is literally everything right now, despite the combo for Reedkatt.
Oh, wow. We could have seen a crazy upset there. Reedkatt was so close, but unfortunately breaking just before it could have really flipped the score. That accuracy, as you mentioned before, Chilia, really helped Demonical's case in the late stages of this map, and he does take the hit in 2 by the skin of his teeth.
Yeah, you got to be careful about those accuracies. You know, you look during the map, and the accuracy, it doesn't give you more score necessarily, but what it does is it prevents you from taking score back, because it's all about how much you're gaining towards the end of the map. And with the low act, it's fine until you miss, and once both players had missed, the score gained was immediately capped by that accuracy, and there was just absolutely no chance Reedkatt pulled that back unless he full comboed the entire ending of that map. And even so, it was only really going to be about 5,000 or 6,000 score in favor of Reedkatt if he did pull that off. So we were really looking at an uphill battle on that one. But Demonical, now with the consolidated break point, we're going to go back to Reedkatt, who has, you know, fairly close to exhausted his gimmick options here, with the exceptions of maybe Hard Rock 4 and DT4. Even then, you're really looking for more flow aim styled picks rather than what I would consider gimmick. I think Nomod 3 might even be the most gimmick favored map left in the pool, but it's a flake Nomod 3, and even then that's pretty flow aim favored. He's going to go for DT4, so kind of a techie DT here actually with 89's momentum.
Oh, might I add, this double time 4 is AR 10.5. Oh, wait, no, he mistyped. It's not DT4, it's double time 1.
DT1.
It was a mistake.
I do enjoy Muzzy too. Give me a little Muzzy in here.
I do love Muzzy. Children of Hell by Muzzy. Really iconic map here. This has been around for a very long time. This is hardcore double time consistency. The same thing the entire way through.
Yeah, really. I don't think you can describe this any other way. It looks like he is going to actually stick with DT4 despite getting baited into DT1. All right, so DT4 again. We're missing out on on the aim and burst DT1 here. We're going to stick with 89's momentum.
How could you say no to Muzzy, man? How could you say no to Muzzy?
I would only say no to Muzzy for a Muke map. But this is an acceptable. Both of these are acceptable choices. We'll let them pick both. Maybe we'll see DT1 a little bit later on in the match, but this is a map that, hasn't been a DT a whole lot in tournaments. I think I've maybe seen it once at max. And right now you're really looking for, maybe a little bit of a shot in the dark for Reedkatt on the AR right now, because Demonical looked a lot better on some of the more aim-controlled maps earlier, and he's going to hold the combo into the beginning here. But trying to pick a high AR map into Demonical and win it without being confident is a bit of a gamble. Demonical, no stranger to 10.3, 10.5 picks here. And Reedkatt's finding a lot of under-aims and slider breaks on this patterning here. Demonical really taking a lead just on more consistently held combo.
Yeah, I totally agree with what you mentioned here, Chilia. This definitely seems like a bit of an awkward pick here for Reedkatt. That was why I was a lot more certain on that double time one pick, because AR 10.5 into Demonical is definitely a bit of a strange pick. Reedkatt, of course, isn't really too big of a slouch on double time, but AR 10.5 into someone as strong on double time as Demonical, I'm a little bit dumbfounded by it. But regardless, if it's something that he's gone for, then he do his thing, man. Unfortunately, though, for him, Demonical is taking advantage of this immensely and getting a massive score lead here. 400 combo now. This map is arguably one of the hardest in the pool. This is crazy thing control with some weird gimmick and pretty funky sliders to boot. Reedkatt breaks once again, but Demonical continues to hold. Accuracy as well. Massive advantage for Demonical. About 250, 300,000 score difference here. And already, the map is already over. 1.5 minutes long, borderlining on TV size. Regardless, Demonical takes map on double time 4 and gets himself 4 points on the board.
Not a surprising turn of events there again. Reedkatt maybe just looking for something in this match right now. There is a lot that, could have been pulled out there. And Demonical's going to go for the DT1 immediately after. He now knows that he's a little bit more comfortable on this DT pool than Reedkatt. But this is definitely a more contested pick than the DT for Reedkatt met hit Hard Rock for.
We're getting trolled for a second time.
We're getting trolled the second time here. Yeah, I don't think Demonical is going to be willingly picking Hard Rock 4 into this one here, but we'll see. I think they're just double trolling, but maybe not.
No,
could be Hesperos. We're going for the Asilica Hard Rock 4. All right. Big shift. We're not getting the DT aim. We are getting the Hard Rock Flow aim tech map here. This is a longer one, though. 3 minutes and 22 seconds. This is actually a map that we have seen before.
OWC 2021, if I remember correctly.
I believe it was, unless we're going an extra year back.
I'll tell you why I remember that, because I used to edit for Carthy.
Round of 16 Nomod 4.
Yeah, I remember this because I remember seeing Carthy play this in OWC in 2021 for UK. Yeah, this is a pretty known tech map. If you are familiar with the OWC in 2021, this is a pretty funky map. We already see a crewmate being drawn by Demonical. They both seem to be having fun here, Chilia. They seem to be having fun. Remove this
pick immediately. Restart map quick. Reedkatt gonna find the first slider break at the start of Hesperos here. 3 minutes and 22 seconds. Fairly moderate BPM here for a Hard Rock Flow aim pick here, but really the key is these cut streams on this map here. We're looking for a little bit more of a comfort zone for Reedkatt here on cut stream Hard Rock, even with the smaller circles here and having not been pulled out in this match before. We've seen Demonical ban the Hard Rock 2 at the start of the match. He clearly knows that he is at a potential disadvantage in this Hard Rock pool right now. Is going to have the accuracy lead into the first refrain section here, a little past a quarter of the way into the map. Reedkatt down on the combo just a bit. This is going to be extremely close up until the next break from either of these players, as we will approach the halfway point with a little bit of a slow section here.
Slow little part here for both players to build up combo just a little bit. That early break from Reedkatt being a pretty big disadvantage here. The score is very close, about 30k. But Demonical's little edging combo is going to keep him in advantage. But you can see the accuracy advantage kind of very, very even. Reedkatt has a very, very small advantage, but we're going into the build-up for the final section, Chilia. Here we go. Big TI, not final section, probably not, but we're going into a big section nonetheless. A lot bigger sliders here and a few more extra streams.
Yeah, so big control section. Oh, a slider break!
Demonical's going to break from that slider. Reedkatt has the advantage. Look at the score. It's already going to flip in his favor. He's got to hold continuously to get this lead back. The score flips. Both players trade breaks at the exact same time as the score flipping. This is incredibly close already. Look at this flip already from Demonical. It's so even. Look at this. It's like 5k, Chilia.
Oh, the Reedkatt breaks.
But that's going to be huge. That's massive.
Bad. Oh, it's 100 combo in favor of Demonical. He had the accuracy too. It's 1%. Reedkatt finds another slider break. He's not able to hold his consistency into the ending. And it's actually going to be Demonical who's going to be bringing the pick home in the end, assuming he doesn't completely flop the ending of the map here. The score continues to go in Demonical's favor, and Reedkatt is just not able to hold his nerve at the ending of the Hard Rock 4. And the Hesperos pick is going to pay off for Demonical despite going into Reedkatt's skill range. It is going to be another point on the board for Demonical. 522,000 to 604,000. And Reedkatt is just not able to find a foothold in this match past that first pick. It looked so good to trade at the start now, and Demonical just maintaining this consistency across the entire pool. Got to wait through the end of the skip there, but that is 5-1 in favor of Demonical. Now, it is Reedkatt's pick. He's going to have his last opportunity to get something on the board here. Maybe we finally see that DT1 that we've been baited into twice now. I'm not even sure what's happening anymore. Reedkatt looks like he just wants to pick Hidden 3 and get it over with, but we'll see what's left for him. Yeah, I mean, this is an unfortunate situation, really. You have two such good players here, and again, we talked about it at the beginning of the match. It really is just who comes out here with more consistency, who's able to have the good day. And unfortunately for Reedkatt, it seems to be Demonical that is just able to play these maps a little bit more proficiently, a little bit more comfortable right now. So it's going to be DT2. He's picking the burst map. Maybe Reedkatt will have the advantage, Swedish mapper, Swedish player. I mean, we've got maybe a little country bias here on the DT2. You never know.
Well, what is this guy doing, says Demonical.
He will double tap this map and win.
I think if we are looking at if we're looking at Double Time 2, this is very speedy, very, very, quite high BPM, 235 BPM bursts. It's got quite a lot of sliders, a lot of streaming control, but I think most notable here is that it's quite stamina intensive. Reedkatt, pretty solid on stamina. He is a stream player for a reason. I think that's maybe the only kind of thing I can see behind Reedkatt picking this map, unless he just wants to get it over with and just let Demonical take it. But let him cook. He wants to cook. We need to let him cook. We need to see what he's thinking, what he's cooking, what he's whipping up.
It's sizzling right now. We'll see in this pause. We'll see what happens. Demonical, the only instance we've really seen of these slightly higher BPM bursts has actually been on Hidden 4. Other than that, we really haven't seen anything kind of up to this caliber of burst. Demonical having a lot of trouble actually at the beginning of this pick. This is a DT pick that has been used in open rank tournaments multiple times before, and we don't actually normally see this much trouble from players at the beginning here. It's going to be fairly even in terms of the combo. Reedkatt really going for the classic combo game here, as Demonical is just not able to find any semblance of consistency within these early bursts here. Reedkatt, more of a stream player than a speed DT player, but definitely able to make his way through these streams here. Gonna finally find a break, and that's going to give it back over to Demonical if it wasn't close enough already. 14% act lead now.
Yeah, massive accuracy advantage for Demonical. Reedkatt tried really hard to combo game, but once he gets that break, the accuracy is going to be his downfall. He breaks once again. Demonical seems to have recovered pretty well. He does break once again, but that advantage is still super high in his favor. 100,000 score difference here. And yeah, as you mentioned before, yeah, we may have seen Reedkatt as more of a stream player, not too heavy of a speed player. along with double time being control, but maybe it was the stamina and the combo game that he was hoping to win, not necessarily the accuracy, but unfortunately, it doesn't go in his favor, and Demonical, despite trading equally with Reedkatt now, that accuracy and that combo is seriously helping him out here. About how much percent is that? 14%?
That's a lot. Yeah, it's maintaining whatever it was earlier. It's sticking around that 14% there into this last few bursts. We have a D rank and a C rank. Everyone, for those of you that don't currently know, both of these players are the #1 ranked players in their countries.
Well, that's going to be it. I think we had quite a strange few picks throughout this match, Chilean fan, but I think regardless, the match is over now. Demonical takes the map 6-1 against Reedkatt, and with that, congratulations for Demonical for advancing, but unfortunately, we have to say goodbye to Reedkatt, I believe. This is the loser's bracket, so Reedkatt, unfortunately, is out now.
This is it for Reedkatt, unfortunately, just kind of willingly fading into the nothingness on the last pick here, going for the DT. I think that, maybe some random gamble on this, but that is a extremely well-played match from Demonical. They're 6 points to 1 to win, a 5-point gap between the two, just more consistent across all the picks overall. It really started with that Nomod 4 performance from Demonical there to get into that match and held into the ending, going to be officially making it to what I believe is going to be the top 6 players now in the tournament, having made it through the first losers bracket round here. That's a very respectable placement for Demonical. Like you said, Reedkatt gone now.
Taking down someone like Reedkatt is pretty huge, to be completely honest. He's gonna go against the loser of match number 14. I don't actually know exactly who those players are. I'm gonna have to double check that quickly. But match number 14 is between Nideric and MCY4. Those are two very formidable players in the winners bracket there. That's gonna be a close match. That's gonna be taking place on Sunday at 15 UTC. So we're going to see Demonical's opponents just then. But yeah, as you mentioned before, Chilean, general consistency and flexibility gave Demonical that edge. That win on Nomod 4 was definitely the highlight of this match. What an incredible performance from Demonical, man.
It was devastating.
Yeah, a serious flip on the expectations there. We know that Reedkatt is stronger than Nomod 4, and knowing that you picked it, definitely had expectations that Reedkatt was going to make this a lot closer than it was, but Demonical just seriously tore the competition apart with not only fantastic accuracy, but nearly FCing the map.
Very nearly, it was a close pick, and it really was just a difference of how well Demonical was able to play that at the very start. So, Reedkatt had a couple opportunities, and I got a little bit concerned. I think Reedkatt was definitely thrown off by losing that Nomod 4 more than anything. You saw the shift in picking strategy for the rest of the match was just a complete 180. I mean, we didn't see Reedkatt pick a single basic mechanics map in that pool, despite it being one of his front-running skill sets there. So we're going to get a little bit of TB action for fun here. This will be our chance to see maybe a little bit of Reedkatt mechanics in this match, but definitely surprising to not see a single map come out from him. We had the Hard Rock pool was basically untouched from him the entire match.
Yeah. I found that very strange to be honest. I'm a bit surprised that we didn't see Hard Rock 1 or Hard Rock 3 picked for Reedkatt. I think those were two very valid options for him. He's iconically known as an incredibly strong tournament Hard Rock player. I'm a bit surprised and a bit gutting to see Reedkatt go without flexing out that incredibly strong Hard Rock prowess. Yeah. Bit gutted by that. But regardless, we're going to see the tiebreaker here. Lies in reality. We've seen this before in the last match. This is a super awesome tiebreaker. A banger song with a banger map to boot. Yes, this isn't the tiebreaker in the circumstances that we'd want, but regardless, this is an awesome tiebreaker, and we're going to be able to see Reedkatt and Demonical duke it out for fun. Good to see it.
I would love to see just a tiebreaker only tournament. No match, just one map.
Best of one TV.
One map, 6 minutes long, super difficult. Whoever wins it moves on to the next round. Just for fun. Just to see if you took 16 of the best tournament players in the world, who would win in a pressure situation where there's only one map riding on. It would be so interesting to see who would hold up to the pressure of a tournament like that.
I totally agree. Tournament organizers, take notes. Get this tournament so Chile can get the dream that he's wanted. Take notes.
See people completely break down over stress in a tournament.
Like, no, it's just one map and it's not my skill set.
Why is it tech this week?
It's like, no, I had to play outside my skill set. Why can't I play Hidden 2?
Oh my gosh, a 6-minute reading tiebreaker, my brain. Oh no. Someone, mappers, get on that, please. Someone pull Daramak back to map a 6-minute reading map. We need it. Tell them it's for science.
Yeah.
We're going to play tiebreaker for fun. 6 minutes and 24 seconds lies in reality. We've seen a couple map sets of this in the past. Don't think we've seen this one in a tournament before. So we've got a little bit of some new territory here. I assume neither of these players have practiced tiebreaker, but you know, such is the way with tiebreaker, but you never know.
I think if we were looking into, you know, objective circumstances if both these players were trying at their fullest might, I think Demonical might have a small edge in here. Generally a strong, consistent tournament player, but on top of that, this is pretty mechanics heavy. This has got some pretty dense jumps and some pretty funky stream sections in the late stages of this map. I think if we were looking at this objectively with both players at their full might, Demonical would probably have a small edge on this. But yeah, this map is really, really cool. I'm really glad we get to see a showcase in this. As you mentioned before, this is a breath of fresh air in terms of tournament tiebreakers. Super, super cool. Great song, man. I'm so glad there is a Felt song in this tourney, man, especially as a tiebreaker. Felt deserves that love and appreciation, and I'm happy to see it in a map like this.
Felt is kind of an extremely well-known artist in this community at this point. It is, you know, it's not something you see as often. I think if you kind of go back in tournaments, you maybe saw a little bit more Felt in here, but it really is kind of more of a tiebreaker, you know, favored song choice at this point. You know, Felt featured artist when, but
yeah, true.
When. We can only hope, but
Pepe, where are you? Get them
soon,
in there.
Soon, TM, maybe. Someone get on that. Can we community funded? Who knows?
Yeah, come on guys. Someone get in contact with the people who you know run. I believe Felt is actually or a band that got disbanded, right? Am I saying that? I believe they got disbanded as a band, no?
Yeah, I remember maybe hearing something about that. Let me
do some research. Get the keyboard up.
Yeah, let me find.
While Julie is doing that research, just look back on the map here. We do see a break there from Demonical losing his combo advantage, and the score is slowly going to flip in his favor. Accuracy is a little bit on his advantage by about on the one singular percentile, but Reedkatt's combo is going to slowly increase that chance of getting that score flip, but slowly going. So if he's got to hold for a little bit longer. But yeah, as we talked about before, man, when is Felt going to be a featured artist, man? We need someone to work on that because this artist is so incredibly iconic in the OC scene. Yeah.
2021 on Comiket 99 with the release of Start and Rebirth Story 5.
Aww.
They are no more, according to the Toho Wiki.
According to Toho Wiki, there you go. Thank you, Toho Wiki, for your fantastic insights and information. Much appreciated.
Information gathering complete.
Information gathering.
Demonical looking good on the tiebreaker right now. If we wanna observe some gameplay here, 98.53% accuracy. Reedkatt on 96. We know this is just for fun, but carrying a little bit of the same thing we've seen in the match. I think both players well off on a mechanics pick. It really just has been Demonical on the consistency all day ability to combo through these maps. Both players going to get
Ooh.
caught on the fast slider, actually.
That super fast slider jump section hit both players at the exact same time, leading an even break. Yeah, Demonical, as you said, keeping that consistency through. We did see an early break from him, giving Reedkatt that early advantage, but that accuracy definitely kept Demonical with that lead. Reedkatt had a big opportunity to extend his combo lead and try and get as much score in his favor as possible. Unfortunately, it was so close to flipping, but it just didn't. Sadly, it simply just didn't. Now we have about 50,000 score lead for Demonical. Break comes through, both players see each other's scores. Combo lead, huge for Demonical. The pressure is on. I mean, there's not really much pressure.
Pressure,
but,
S-rank, pressure.
Yeah, come on, Demonical, S-rank. S-rank or kicked out of tournament.
If you miss, you get switched.
If you miss this right now, oh my!
There's no way.
We got it. He's watching
Ladies
the stream.
and gentlemen, we did it.
We got him. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. He was lucky that I didn't say what I was going to say before that.
It wasn't even just one miss. It was just the entire space stream.
Yeah.
The whole thing.
I think that was on the 1/3 section. I believe.
Oh, I don't even. It was just some weird accelerating stream, and Demonical under-aimed the whole thing.
Well,
all right. Well, now we know how the tiebreaker would have gone. Yeah.
Yeah. Looking at this though, Reedkatt has the advantage, but just breaks as soon as I mention it. It's almost like the slip of the tongue immediately leads to a player breaking. Demonical now in the advantage, but Reedkatt had that for quite a while. He had a big combo advantage, but unfortunately the score didn't flip in his favor, and Demonical still has that combo and score advantage.
And 550 combo again for Demonical. Not holding a big combo, but definitely just repeated instances of these 600, 700 combos here. Potentially going to be able to bring this one into the ending of the map here. It does, slow down just a little bit here,
Just
even
before
with
the very ending.
Yeah.
Just the very ending, which gets incredibly spicy. There's FCing the very end of this map is like pop-off levels of awesome. If you get this, the ending, man, I love the ending of this map so much.
Let's see.
We're gonna see if Demonical holds it.
Demonical.
Some pretty spicy jumps and pretty spicy streams towards literally the last few seconds of the map. Just wait for it. Wait for it.
It's coming here. Let's see.
Right here. Reedkatt breaks on it, but Demonical
3, 2,
jumps.
1.
Oh!
He
gets it!
You got it.
He hits it. Demonical ends the TV in style. And an awesome pop-off, 1.1k combo, and not only takes the match 6-1, but the tiebreaker to boot.
Reedkatt, the combo 1 off of 1,000 on the side, man.
Pain.
3 misses on Demonical. It was quite literally that one stream where all of those misses, 3 in a row.
I just realized, look at the miss count. 32 for Reedkatt and 3 for Demonical.
Oh my goodness.
Whoa.
Demonical ready for some mechanics today. Jeez, that is just an extremely top level performance from Demonical into the ending of the match. On the For Fun tiebreaker there, we'll flash the losers bracket up here one more time, give you an idea of some more matches that we have coming at you this weekend. We have Taquito and Intercamping down here as a Sunday match, and Swick and Cicconi's going to actually be the next match that will be coming up today. We've got the winners bracket up here for you as well. On the top, Malashevsky versus Xylus will be at 19 UTC today. Ninarek versus MCY for 15 UTC Sunday. Zudinator versus Enry, 18 UTC today. And Bartek versus Lolol23 for 20 UTC Sunday. So a fairly even split of matches up there in the winners bracket. Obviously, all of these players have 2 more matches at least ahead of them. Assuming they lose this weekend, they still have the losers bracket ahead of them. All of these players guaranteed a spot into next weekend. These are technically right now what are our top 8 competitors left in the tournament, not counting the losers bracket there. That'll be whittled down to top 4 winners bracket after this weekend.
Yeah. I mean, look at these winners bracket matches. Like, wow. These are some awesome matchups here. Nedrick MCY4, I think probably my favorite matchup here, despite all of these matches being really, really good. Zudineda and Enri. That is going to be a very exciting match.
Time for some hidden.
Yeah.
Time for some hidden, everyone.
Yeah. Both these guys